You are listening to the Fresh Take Network.
Everybody wanna be a star. Welcome everybody to another episode of Got 'em, the podcast from the YYC Soldiers crew. First off, I just want to mention that the Got 'em podcast is recorded on traditional territories of the Treaty 7 nations in southern Alberta and the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3. This show is always recorded on this land, and we'd like to acknowledge that. I'm your host, Adam Diesel Power. I'm here with the YYC Soldiers crew getting ready. I got some Canada Dry vanilla cream today that I'm sipping on, courtesy of Trust Convenience, a little American. It's weird that Canada Dry has American only flavors, but
way more.
We're here. That's where we are. So what's up, everybody? Let's start with the top corner there. We've got Eli Falls coming in from his Red Deer basement. Fallsy 30. What's going on? In the other corner, we've got Mr. Make Sneaker Culture Great Again, Albert Miles Mejia.
What up, what up, what up?
What up? In the bottom corner, we've got King Kamba, the NFT champion.
What up, what up? NFT champ.
Yeah, we'll go that this week.
Sure.
And in the other corner, we've got rocking the Miami Heat hat. And what's that? Oh, Owen Hart action.
Big faces,
big face. Owen Hart t-shirt. We've got the late night eBay sniper, Southwest PE Poppy, Jermaine JC Cummins.
Don't you dare think that just because I'm the late night sniper, I won't get you in the morning, because I will. I will get you in the morning.
He's up all night, but he's also up early.
You know this. Up through the night, right into the morning. If you're a size 13 on eBay, you better pull the trigger, because if you don't, it's mine.
There you go.
Bang,
that's it.
That's
so
it.
Don't even try.
Chitty bang bang.
Don't even try. With that, you got any pickups this week, Jermaine?
I can't say I do.
No snipes.
No
snipes.
No snipes yet.
Just that easy.
Damn.
No snipes yet. The barrel is still ice cold, but don't you worry. The scope is ready, man. The scope is ready. The watch list is as deep as ever. 20 plus, waiting, negotiating, marinating, seeing what I can get done. So we'll see. Maybe next week I might have something. Maybe not.
All right.
Everybody guessing. So.
All right. And Har, you got waiting on some?
Yes, sir. Waiting on a couple.
Let's go to Eli then. I think he's got.
I got a little some shoes this week.
Some pickup.
You got an action figure. No action figures. I'm still not cool enough for that whole train yet, but we're working on it. No, I got a nice little jersey. Came in little MF Doom. Luke S Designs on Instagram. He's out of Ontario. Graphic designer out there.
Yep.
Yeah. He dropped this really dope MF Doom jersey. I've been eyeing it for a while. Finally decided to pull the trigger. So, it showed up the other day. We'll make it sneaker related. I don't know if you can see that with the glare, but it's Doom rocking the Doom SBs.
Hey. Nope.
Yeah, kind of a Raptors thing there. So, any guesses as to why 33 for the jersey number?
I'm blanking.
Lonzo Morning.
I like that.
MF Doom was very famously photographed wearing a Knicks jersey, and oftentimes it was a Patrick Ewing jersey. So,
okay.
That was my guess. I reached out to the guy who designed it, and he was like, "Yeah, absolutely." There's that one very famous picture of him kind of flexing in the white Knicks jersey.
Yeah,
man, I love when designers have like Easter eggs.
Oh yeah,
that's like my favorite.
The only way to make things count, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man.
The attention to detail, very dope. So yeah, pretty stoked on that pickup.
Here we go. This is what you're looking at right here.
Flex.
Yeah, with all the
white jersey flex. I love that picture, but
dope.
Yes, sir.
Sweet.
Dope. You want to go next, Albert?
Sure. I got what you guys are waiting for.
You bastard.
The Jordan 11s.
Ooh,
The Jordan.
Waiting.
I like this box. I love that blue in that box. But
My pair and Har's pair, I think, are in Germany. I don't know what they're doing. They're on vacation.
You guys are stuck. This pair was from Germany, but it made it here. I don't know about you guys.
Ooh.
This is the part that was like still weird to me when we were talking about it last time. Or I don't know if you were recording it. Yeah, 25.
25 on the insole, just
23 on the
leftover from the Jubilees.
Leftovers.
Yeah, I don't know if other pairs got like a different like insole, but yeah.
No,
I think the promo picks had the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Promo picks were all 25.
They all should.
Super clean, man. I like this pair. This is
dope.
I like this pair honestly a lot better than the mids.
Nah,
I think I said that last time.
Shots
Let's
fired.
Let's move on from Albert.
Shots fired. Well, when I get mine, hopefully next week I can do a comparison with all the other mids.
And they've already lost.
Don't
lie, Adam. They've already lost. You already know.
It is a silver anniversary, isn't it? 25th anniversary of Jordan 11.
It's a silver anniversary for the 11. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, not the silver anniversary of Jordan brand.
Yeah.
No,
which they already did
a long time ago.
They already did. Yeah. All right. For me, I'm still waiting on pairs. I'm trying to get pickups. Like I'm still trying to get those damn Concord Sketch 11 lows. I bought a pair on GOAT and then the dude just straight up canceled off me. So I'm still hunting. But I made a little trade with Andrew Fung, and he sent me a nice Supreme crew neck in a green that I'm digging.
Dope.
And he sent me a nice little Kim's Convenience toque.
Hey.
Shout out.
Little turkey taco toque. So that's dope. And
perfect reply.
The other pickup I have this week is I got a Top Shot pack.
Hey.
Nice.
I haven't opened it yet.
You know what time it is.
Yeah, so should we just open it here? Is that how we're doing?
Baby. Do it up.
Let's see how this stuff works. All right, it was the Har, you tell us what this is. I don't even know what this is. You weren't here last time we did this.
Yeah, I mean, so it's one of their newer packs, basically the Hustle and Show. It's the first time they've dropped, I guess, this specific pack. Still one of the common packs, but you'll get like a special edition card in here when we open it up. You'll see it. So let's get it.
All right, should we do it?
Yeah, I think this one has five cards instead of the regular 3 because they were a little bit more expensive. I think this one was what, 14,
like 12 or 14 bucks?
Yeah, something like that. Usually they're $9. So
I'm just gonna put the sound on so you can have the same experience. Can you guys see this?
I see your desktop.
Oh, you see my desktop. I shut the wrong technical difficulties.
Very clean desktop though.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, there we go. And the music should play once we get cracking. All right, let's do it. They do a pretty good job. I break a sweat. They do a pretty good job of this.
Wet. I keep dripping, hit them with finesse.
All right, wet. Which one am I hitting?
Every day I wake, I know I'm blessed.
Let's go top right.
Pull up like I barely hit the net. Wet. I don't stop until I break a sweat.
Cam Reddish.
Wet. I keep dripping, hit them with finesse.
Cam Reddish. I can't hear anything. This music is too loud.
It's too hype.
All right, what else? Where am I going after that?
Bottom right. Let's go bottom right.
Bottom right. RJ Hampton 3-pointer.
Okay.
It's a pretty high number. Almost the highest number you could get. That's pretty dope, I guess.
Yeah.
If you get a really high number, is that good?
No, the lower number is better.
What if you got the top? What if you got like 18,000 out of 18,000?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be dope?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Mikal Bridges assist. Okay. You want this one, Eli?
Yeah, just mail me that.
Sure. I'll send it to your crypto wallet.
Just
all right, let's do this one. What else we got? Josh Hart dunk. Okay. Nothing too exciting.
All right.
I think there's more below, aren't there? I think we got to scroll down for a couple.
It's just the 5.
Dunk. Zach LaVine. The
Zach
day before my
Levine.
birthday.
Pretty high number too.
Woo.
Nothing very good. Yeah. What's the special one that I got?
So that special one, you'll see it there. It says Hustle and Show, the one you're on there.
Oh, this one.
RJ Hampton. Yeah, that's the one.
Sick.
So does that increase the
Sick.
value of it?
What does this say? View my progress.
You got a couple badges there, and then the Hustle and Show basically makes it worth a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what's happening, but I'm in it, I guess. I'm in it. Sure. All right.
How many Top Shots do you have now?
I have 8 moments in my account.
The best one was the one where we got the moment of them losing.
The one was the Kemba Walker where they got blown out by like 40 points.
Yeah,
had like a nice behind the back pass.
Yeah, behind the back assist.
Nice assist though.
nice assist. Get blown out. All right. Well, that's it for pickups this week, I guess. I'm sure we'll have some stuff coming next week too. Hopefully some of our pairs show up in person. Let's go to what is coming out this week. I'm going to share the screen quickly. First thing is pretty obvious. Those Legend Blue 11 lows that Albert had. Technically, they came out when Albert got them on Nike, but then they got pushed for all other retailers. Apparently, Nike could still sell them. I don't know how this worked.
They've sold everything on time.
Yo, maybe that's why you guys.
Release.
Maybe that's why you guys didn't get yours, because they were supposed to come out like tomorrow.
Yeah, not buying it.
I've gotten a bunch of other shoes from them the same way, and they've came on time. But,
yeah, so the Legend Blue 11 low Legend Blue's coming out. I think we all know this. Yeah, there's the 2.5 in the sole.
Yep,
just a gorgeous colorway, man. Gorgeous colorway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm after these. I really don't.
No, they're not too big on for me either. But my brother wanted to get a pair, so we'll see if he wants to keep them after.
And I love Columbias. It's my favorite color of 11s. But like with lows, I like different colorways. Like I don't know how after I am lows of colorways that are already existing. It's like okay, Jordan Brand. All right.
They've pretty much done everything now. All the OG mids have been lows except for which one? They're
not all done.
I mean, aside from like the
Space Jams, I guess Space Jams aren't OG, but
they did that. They did the Space Jam IEs. That's it.
They did,
yeah,
but not a patent leather one.
Well, we'll probably see it next year.
There's another 11 low.
You probably see it next week.
Yeah, it's probably coming out soon. There's another 11 low that came out yesterday, and I'm choked. I did not get my hands on a pair, but these bright citrus women's ones. They only came out in the US and only like 2 stores got size 12s.
Yeah,
it's just so sloppy. I just want a pair of these so bad. Like, just give them to me. So I'm hoping they get a Canadian release, and I hope some Canadian stores get a 12 and I got a shot at it. But people are already asking like $4 for this.
Yeah,
in my size.
Pick it up second retro in like what, 5 years, 4 years?
It is the second retro, but the last one only came up to a 9.5. Men's. This one comes up to 12 women, so 10.5 men's, which I can squeeze. I can do it. So yeah, if anybody's listening and you got a link on a size 12 in these, let me know. I'm taking it.
So in 4 years, we're going to see extended sizes again for the third time for the big footers.
Yeah, we'll go to 15.
Yeah, probably.
That's what's happening.
Jermaine's just like
Jermaine's waiting.
He's waiting for his time.
Man, 2 retros in 4 years and none my size.
Yeah, patiently waiting.
Nice.
The next pair to talk about is Concepts, the Boston sneaker store that does a lot of collabs with Nike. Did another collab with the Kyrie line. They've done collabs in the past. I can't remember on which models.
Yeah.
But other Kyries have concept collabs. This is the Kyrie 7 in teal.
We already know Eli's going for these.
No, sir. I haven't bought a basketball shoe I guess last year I did, but it's getting harder to justify. I haven't played ball in like 2 years before my knee injury, and then with all the rehab, and now gyms are all closed. I got a big stack. I've got 4 or 5 pairs that I haven't worn dating back to a couple of years. So Yeah, it's getting harder and harder to justify. There haven't been any Kyrie 7s too that I'm like, oh, I need that. So
No.
You not really rock
colorway,
Kyrie's
it's a good
casually?
collab.
No.
It's for ball only.
It's a ball shoe. Yeah. I mean, it's cool colorway. I like the details. Concepts always kills it with their collabs, but
these guys they always go for the Egyptian thing on Kyrie's, don't they?
Yeah.
Always. They're always the Egyptian thing.
The 5, 6, 7, they've done with concepts have all been
Egyptian theme.
And
they're cool.
The next release for the week came out this morning, actually, and we're talking about the Air Max 96 Supremes. We had the silver colorway come out, the camo, and the black, the Lil Nas X ones. And in addition to these, we had the Nike Supreme socks, 2 colorways of the socks. I gave it a shot.
Are the shoes like a Croc, or is that like?
No, they're just see-through.
See-through.
They're just see-through, like plastic bubbles.
I didn't even know that there's these Nikes coming out, to be honest.
Well, they came out, and they went fast.
And fast as
instant sellout. I tried to get these camo ones and a pair of socks, and it was just no.
Yeah.
By the time I tried to check out, they're already gone. I could have got the socks. Socks would have been, I think, like 65 Canadian dollars for one pair of socks to my door.
That say Supreme on them.
Yeah, boy.
That say Supreme on them.
How do you even keep that? Like, I would straight to resell.
Right.
But who's gonna resell? Who's gonna resell buy those socks?
Man, look at you probably look at
somebody will.
You probably go on StockX right now, and they probably have some for like $120.
Yeah.
Since that's our topic for the week, we're gonna be talking about reselling as our big topic. Let's save that for then. Who's buying this shit? I don't know. I don't understand it.
Someone is.
We'll dig into that. We'll dig into that a little bit later. Before we get to that topic, we've got a couple different topics to hit up before we go there. The first one, let me bring it up here, is Reebok has another collab coming out. We've talked a few Reebok collabs in the past, this time with Nerf.
Those are cool.
And they did 2 shoes. What's the other one? Yeah, the Omni Zone. So that's the pump. And then the Kamikaze. Yeah, that's what the other one was.
They're not doing Furies? What?
Yeah, no Fury.
There's got to be some Furies. There's got to be.
Maybe later.
Kamikaze seems to be the go-to collab sneaker right now.
Yeah,
it's like so easy to color the layers.
Just color block.
So here's the pump first. Big Nerf logo on the tongue and on the side. The Nerf right over the pump, the blue pump.
Yeah. Man, that'd be sick if they had a little pocket where you could stick like bullets in them.
That would be cool. Lightning bolt on the back for some reason. Anybody know why there's a lightning bolt on the back?
I was gonna ask you guys about that.
Just to look fast.
I like how it says Nerf on the tongue, and it's like thick.
Yeah, it's like thick. It's like rubber.
Built to be pumped.
Yeah, built to be
It kind of reminds me of those like the basketballs you get in the Nerf sets.
Mm.
You look at the pump, the way that they did it.
Did y'all have Nerf pieces when you were young, man? Ratchet Blast was my shit. I loved it.
I don't even remember the names of the Nerf guns I had as a kid.
No, me neither.
I used to work at a tech company that everybody had Nerf guns. When you started, they give you a Nerf gun, and then like every day or so you have Nerf wars. And somebody had like one person came and bought that big, I can't remember what it was called, like the Mega Dawn or something. And it's like 100 round, like automatic Tommy gun
that's
thing.
So unfair.
And it's just like, and it's like, it has to like heat up, and then it just goes like.
That's amazing.
I like in pictures like people running in the boats, getting stuck on the windows and the walls.
Yeah. So that's my most recent foray into Nerf. So here's the Kamikazes.
Kamikazes are cool.
Albert's favorite because.
Mismated.
Two different colored shoes. Mismatched colors. Albert is.
But I love Kamikazes. I have a couple. Between me and my dad, we have a couple Kamikazes in our collection.
They're super comfy.
Yeah, man.
What are you sitting on in those? Hexalite?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's Hexalite.
What does this say? What does it say in the shoe?
Big bad.
Something big bad backboard.
Something, yeah.
Has to probably a theme from their old like basketball.
Yeah, from their
sets.
ad.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think?
Is there
I mean,
is there anything with the packaging? Did we get like?
I haven't seen anything yet
No,
about packaging, but just the pictures of the shoes. Nothing yet.
No, not bad. I like them. I mean, after Adidas's Ariel
Yeah,
launch,
I was just about to say
anything's better than that. So
Bar is wild low.
well
those
done,
are nice,
Reebok.
though.
But like even Reebok put some love into that shit. You look at Adidas and it's like, we'll just stitch it on the inside where no one's ever gonna see it. Maybe put on the insoles. Bro, I could do that for you.
Yeah.
Give me a shell toe. give me a shell toe. Eli will paint it and I'll put like everything on the inside of the insoles.
That's it. Easy money. Easy money.
I think we've done a few Reebok collabs in the past, and we've been pretty happy with how they did it. Like they do a good job actually taking the essence of the collab and making something cool with it.
Yeah.
Bach commits, man. Bach commits, and you gotta like that when it comes to, to the collabs.
I think the last one we looked at was the Jurassic Park. Was that right?
Yeah, that was pretty dope. Pretty cool. And it was funny because we did say something about the Adidas too, because I think that was when the Krusty the Clowns or something came out.
All the Simpsons ones. Yeah.
And we're just like, bro.
The Flaming Moes, which are finally coming out, I think, next week.
Yeah.
So
I think Reebok's just missing that one crazy silhouette, aren't they? To sort of push them over the top. But their collabs are always dope.
They need something, They need
they need new silhouette. They
need Master P to be in charge, honestly. Master P and Baron Davis, just sell it to those dudes. They will kill it.
Give them creative control or something.
Yeah. There you go. The next shoe we're going to talk about is a New Balance. There's a New Balance collab coming out with Bape. So this is the 2002 R New Balance runner in two colorways. You've got this black with the woodland camo, and obviously the shark teeth on the heel, and then all gray with some gray camo and the shark teeth on the heel.
Yeah, I can't be mad at these either. I mean,
yeah,
clean colorway, good color blocking. New Balance has stepped their game up, man. I was surprised to see it. Like back in the day, I used to never see people that collected New Balances, and now in like more and more, I'm seeing people that have like stacks of New Balances. It blows my mind. I do not have one, and I'm not going to have it. But
yeah, does anybody here have any New Balance?
I got a couple.
Yeah,
pairs.
I have a couple pairs.
Yeah, I will never have one, but all the power to you.
You can appreciate it.
Man, would y'all rock these?
You know
I don't think so.
I mean, they're not bad. The black ones are not bad. I mean, I'm not gonna buy it, but
with some white socks and some shorts.
Like, what is this shoe? Be outside of the collab. Like, what is the 2002 R? Like, I don't know much about it.
There's other New Balances that I'd probably wear over these ones.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about this specific shoe,
Jermaine, are you rocking this? Is that why you're asking?
Maybe when I'm in a casket and I get forced to wear them. It's the only way. But after that, man, like, no, sir.
Maybe when I'm in a casket.
Yeah, like big ass absorb on the heel. Like,
man.
Here first.
No, man.
I hope Jermaine dies before me so I can sneak up on his casket, throw these
all of us
on.
throwing in all this New Balance
will
stuff.
and testament.
Yeah.
Just take out all the Jordans, put in New Balance.
I'll be like,
Bro,
Jermaine
we
really
have-
wanted this. This is what Jermaine would have wanted.
Hey,
We have it
Jermaine
recorded. This is recorded, guys.
That's right. That's right. So
Jermaine just becomes
legally
the
binding.
spokesperson.
Yeah, legally binding. This is what would have.
Jermaine becomes the spokesperson for New Balance for the rest of eternity.
Oh man. Oh,
Bury me
Lord.
in my New Balances.
NB for
The
life.
shirt that says that.
NB for life. We got a couple Nikes to look at this week too. I don't know what this pack is called. It might be called the Swingman pack. I haven't really figured it out. But we've got 3 Nike Griffey shoes coming out. So Ken Griffey Jr. The first one being the Air Griffey Max 1, obviously. They're dubbing this, the Swingman, which is obviously his logo was the Swingman. But they're calling this colorway the Swingman, I guess.
Makes sense. You got those nice Seattle Mariner hues on there. This looks like something that could have dropped in 1995.
Yeah.
Got that OG colorway look.
Yeah.
They're slick.
Is that like is that freshwater?
It probably color? If they're keeping it true, it should be.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, like on the heel panel there, like the bat wood grain, kind of ghosted in there. That looks really sick. On that
yeah.
Yeah.
Straight from the Louisville Sluggers.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then is that like a baseball stitch on the back too?
Yeah, that is.
This red stitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
This pack is growing
that's some details,
big time. Like every time I look at these, I'm like, oh, this is sick.
There's some bananas Griffey's coming out, man. With
we got this
junior, senior, and everything.
So we got the Griffey Max 1. Then we've got the Air Max 90 coming out.
Man, I love these.
Yes.
Yeah, these are dope.
Yes.
Those are pretty
Which
nice.
is the Griffey. Lots of baseball stitching on the upper.
I love the
backwards
hat.
The backwards hat on the tongue and in the insole. Clean.
Yeah, baby checks, man. I love baby checks on the forefoot. Those always work for me, man. They're kind of polarizing. Some people don't necessarily like them, but I love baby checks. Baby checks, baby jump, man.
Baby checks on New Balance.
Baby checks on New Balance. You know what? I might make an exception. If you put a baby check on the New Balance, hand them over this way. I got it.
You'll take
for the
heard it here again. Legally binding.
While I'm leaving.
And to round out this pack, there's also an Air Force One, some more junior baseball stitching, junior, senior, on the heel again. That bat wood grain, numbers on the heels. Baby check, baby check on the baby toe.
You don't miss.
I don't know whether the company does details like Nike.
None.
Like, I'm not being biased because I love Nike, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just attention to detail. You know what? It's not even like attention to detail. This is like simple shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, like
Adidas, man.
This is what should be on here. You don't even have to think hard. You don't have to think hard.
It's well executed though. Like, it's not overdone.
Yeah.
Like you can easily overdo a shoe by putting all these crazy details, and it's just too much.
You mean like Virgil's collabs?
Is that doing too much, or I don't know? That's a whole other discussion.
That's another story.
Yeah, they're just like very, very well executed. I feel like.
Yeah. Like it's dope to like from far away to see someone wearing it, and you know like that's a baseball theme, and then when you walk up to, you're like, oh shoot, it's like
you get the baseball grain, you can see the mini swoosh and the details, and
yeah.
I even like this soft cream right around the eyelets.
Yeah. Like it gives it a nice subtle pop.
It's something they don't do on too many Air Force Ones, have a different material, different colorway there. You can always do it on Nike IDs, but
I was about to say IDs is like the only place you can really mess with that. Everyone has beef with that, but I'm like, IDs you can flip it, but it's cool to see them actually do a different color combo with it here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
Clean. So
dope. And the old fucking Kingdom, old Mariners colors on this one too, man. They span like all the years of the Mariners with the colorways.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Man, you after these?
Lightly. I'm not gonna wake up. I'm not gonna, burn up any favors. But if I can wake up like at a regular time and make it happen easily, which I'm assuming I'll be able to do. Like,
I don't see these being too hyped.
Right?
Are you thinking like all three?
Orders go Max 1, Max 3, and then Air Forces last. But honestly, they're all so fire that like I don't want to make it seem like those Air Forces are trash. Like they're all dope. All collabs are dope. So if I can fall into them for like a decent price under retail, hopefully, which I can make happen, man, you're gonna see those on my feet.
Yeah.
Never know.
Okay.
Never know. Griffey's are only usually like super regional. So Northwest, they sell out like crazy, but like everywhere else, you can kind of catch them. So here's hoping that they fall to me for the right price.
You heard it here.
Yo, good luck.
If you see any of those, hit Jermaine up.
Hit me up, y'all.
Below retail.
I'm
thinking about those Griffey Max 1s. I've never owned a pair, but like I said, every time I see that pair in particular, it's like, those are sick.
Right?
And I went to a Mariners game a few years back, and the amount of Griffeys people were wearing around there, it was amazing.
Like, every time
the OG, like Clearwater colorway, it was so sick. I probably saw like 15 pairs, and I'd never seen a Griffey in that colorway before in my life, like on foot. Like everybody on the town. It was so sick. Yeah.
Grandmas, kids, families,
like
dogs, everybody, man. That's the shoe of the town.
They're all in Griffey's. They stay dripped in Griffey's. The next Nike that we have to talk about is another one that just got announced that it's coming out pretty soon, is the South Beach.
Ooh.
It's coming back in that pink flash colorway and filament green. Did anybody have these first time around?
No. No. They were just a regular shoe first, and then they got.
They were pretty hyped.
I don't think Calgary got them.
No.
I think
we did.
I don't think Calgary got them.
I thought they were pretty hyped when they first came out. No?
I don't know, but I love the 8s. You guys know my take on the 8s.
Yeah, I think it's just that colorway. That colorway you throw on any one of these LeBrons, and it's a fire colorway.
Was this
the first? I don't remember it being so green though, where the top eyelet.
Oh, these.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those
around that plastic part.
I can't remember now.
And I know in a lot of these 8 retros, they've been messing with the tongue materials. I don't have a pair of South Beaches in front of me, but like, are those tongues different? Does anybody know definitively? Because I know on a lot of the retros this year and last year, they changed the tongue materials completely.
Yeah,
I think they're a little thinner this year.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah, they do look pretty thin.
Now you're talking about the Lakers one that I got.
Yeah,
compared to my other ones, like the original ones, they seem like a little thinner in the tongue.
Yeah, everyone I talk to who gets some of these retro 8s, they're like, these are very different than the OGs. They're dope, but they're just built way different, which is expected, I guess. 11 years makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't think these are gonna be made for basketball anymore. It's like the Jordans now, right? It's more of a casual.
This is for casual wear, for sure. Anybody jumping for these?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably give them a shot. Why not?
Throw your hat in the ring.
Yep, always. Gotta throw it in now every time.
Every time, throw your hat in the ring.
Otherwise you're just taking L's for the ones you want. So at least you take some W's here and there. Makes you feel good.
Just to feel good. Yeah. I guess that's how you do it.
Yeah.
The next, I don't even know if I want to call it a shoe this time, but the next thing we want to talk about is another Jeff Staple collab. This time, not with Warren Lotus, unfortunately, but with the Studio Artifact. I think, did we talk about their stuff before? They did like the cyber shoe for Elon Musk.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They do a lot of like visual effects shoes. Like they're not real shoes. There's some, it's sort of like augmented reality. Like some aspects are real, then they do some like weird effects with them to make them look kind of funky. But this one here, looks like they made 1 or 2 of these shoes, but then they've got the little Jeff Staple pigeon on the heel. And this is not a shoe that's actually going to come out. Rather, this is going to be an NFT. So like a digital art file that you can.
Isn't there a couple of them that are going to be coming?
They might be making a couple shoes.
Physical shoe.
Yeah, there is physical
set
shoes.
To drop Meta Pigeon NFT and physical sneakers.
Yeah,
and physical. I know the sneakers are. I know the sneakers are also NFTs.
Yeah,
but then there's also NFTs of this
the pigeon.
Of the pigeon itself.
Yeah, I think the shoes are dropping.
So,
but yeah, it just I don't know how many of each of them. But they are dropping physically as well. And
okay, and they do have the pigeon on the heel.
Yeah.
And they do look exactly like an Air Force One. How does this get by?
Because it's an NFT.
But it's not. You're saying there's physical shoes now.
Yeah,
that's what it says in the title of that article.
But they're probably not making $10 million worth like Lotus was.
You think that's it? You think it's just about how much money they're making?
Oh, 100%.
Nike's not going to bother?
$10 million?
I don't know.
That Lotus was going to be like, that he sold? That could have been Nike.
Nike's not going to bother when I buy this shoe and then like break my foot off because it's not a real shoe and I go and sue Nike thinking I bought this Nike shoe? I don't know.
I mean,
I think it looks different enough where they don't really care. Like there's so much shit going on. there's so much stuff going on with this.
Do you see this picture we're looking at with the tongue? It looks like a swoosh on the tongue. Does it not?
I'm sure it looks like one.
Baby swoosh.
It looks like a baby swoosh.
One.
Mm-hmm. There's
actually
loopholes with that style. Like a whole bunch of brands have made this style. There's a whole bunch of loopholes with this style, is where they can get them out, and I can't really.
That was the reason why. That was the reason why Bape didn't drop the. I think it was like what, the 2000s when Bape came out with their Bapestas, or what are they called, Bapestas?
Yeah, Bapestas.
Because the trademark or the patent or some expired for the Air Force One, so they just went in and started making them.
Man, you know what? Nike's got to be kicking themselves that they didn't like copyright this pigeon logo. You know what I'm saying? Like they're probably like, "Fuck."
They should have done more. They should have done
more
on
everything, and it immediately sells out.
Yeah, but then I guarantee Jeff wouldn't have done anything, because that's also his. It was his logo for like Reed Space and all that kind of stuff too.
Oh, was it his logo before? There's a sneaker too.
Yeah,
okay.
It's for his own brand.
So he probably had copyrighted before then.
Yeah, like Staple brand was already the logo, and then I think he used some of it for Reed Space when he had like his marketing building.
Okay.
So who's gonna get the NFTs of this? Who's after this cyber pigeon?
Yo, not gonna lie, I tried this morning and this website was trash.
I was just about to say hard.
Yeah,
I tried. They came out already.
Yeah, they came out this morning. I was like, oh, you know what? I might as well buy this $1 pigeon, like whatever, see what happens. But yeah, like too many people on the website, complete crash. The credit cards like went through, but it didn't really charge or anything. So you just kept trying to buy it and it didn't happen. So is what it is. I'm not mad.
Oh, it was for $1, but there was 100 of them.
Yeah, there's 100 of these pigeon things. The shoe was like $500. I can't remember how many of them there were though.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
$500, but you can't wear it.
You can't wear it.
You're talking about the real shoe. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought you were talking about $500 for the NFT, like of the shoe.
Yeah, I mean, you get the NFT and the physical. And like Jermaine said, that wouldn't surprise
me.
The
purple one was a legendary rarity, and it was $2,021, and the white one was $500.
There we go.
And that was only rare.
Slightly more affordable at $500.
Slightly more affordable at $500.
Slightly.
Yeah. So now that the pigeon logo has kind of been, I don't know if devalued is the right word, but used a lot more since the Nike, if we ever see a Pigeon SB re-release, are we seeing it without the pigeon logo?
Probably.
What do you think?
Probably, yeah.
I think that OG pigeon comes back out?
Unless they're kicking some back to Staple, which seems like Staple and Nike are on the outs right now.
It does seem like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. I feel like when people sort of get money involved, he's not going to say no to get a kickback.
Yeah.
But is Nike going to do it? Is Nike going to want it? Is Nike going to want to do that?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Sure.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait and see.
Not sure. Well, I think that brings us to the topic of the week. We're getting in on reselling, resellers, and more importantly, the release of the Nike Flyease GO. I guess I'll bring it up so you all can see it. But we've talked about this Nike Flyease GO in the past. It was the first hands-free Nike Flyease. It's the one that, for those that can't see it, like you like step on the heel and your foot comes out and it kind of like clicks up. And then when you step into it, it kind of like cinches into your foot, cinches around your foot. Is that a good description of it? I'm trying to describe it.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
If you haven't seen it, go Google it. And if you haven't seen it, you're probably not a real sneakerhead. Let's be real. So
you gotta look up the Jimmy Fallon.
The Jimmy Fallon
video, yeah.
Yeah.
So they've done a few previous like models of the Flyease or iterations of the Flyease that just had like, it was like an Air Max 90 with like a spoiler. I think Eli said it, a spoiler on the back that you can step on and get your foot out. But there was no like hands-free way to get into the shoe, really.
It was like a built-in shoehorn.
Sort of, yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Like a reverse shoehorn.
Yeah.
Because only for getting out, not for getting in.
Yeah.
And then the Flyease GO, the images come out. sometime last year. I can't remember exactly when they came out. Then launches are kind of iffy. They came out, I think Har was saying they came out in Europe first, in the UK.
Yep.
And they just released on Sneakers app this week. Very limited pairs. And now those pairs are, I would imagine almost every single one is on StockX at this point. And we're getting a lot of flack. Nike's getting flack. Resellers are getting flack for sort of taking shoes out of the hands of the people that they were meant for. And I'm going to take it a step back from that. Isn't that kind of what happens with every sneaker? Like with reselling, you're taking them out of the hands of people that wanted them.
Boom. Period.
Right?
Point. Right there. That's like the essence of reselling, is it not? Taking something that someone would value, not fiscally, and just trying to make fiscal gain on it, essentially.
Yeah, and this is something that we've at YYC Soldiers have always been kind of fighting with. There's always a place for reselling in the sneaker world, just because you might not be able to get a pair that releases in Japan, right? And somebody's able to buy it over there, sell it to you for a little bit more. You're able to get something that's exclusive that you wouldn't have been able to get. But it's definitely sort of compounded over the years and become way bigger than that. And now reselling is the game, essentially. It's not just a part of the game. It feels like it is the game. And I'm sort of like, we fought with this for so long at YYC Soldiers because we wanted to build this community and run these sneaker shows where people can come and chat about sneakers, but resellers are a part of that world now. So we've kind of had to like lean into it a little bit. So what do you guys think about, do you think this is really taking shoes out of the hands of the people? Who's to blame here? And yeah, I just guess like what is the whole take of this whole concept, and why is this happening now, I guess?
I think it's mostly like, I know we look for like people to blame, and I sort of went back and forth on it myself, either looking at Nike, some people are blaming resellers. Ultimately, I think it's just capitalism, to be real. Like, Nike's not going to stop because they need to make money, and then the secondary markets aren't going to stop because they want to make money as well. So it's all about the fiscal gain. Sneaker community is a little bit different because we actually have such an integrated community, and it's been such a big thing for so long. But even when you look at things like, I don't know, like PlayStation 5s or Xboxes or something, people are still reselling them and they don't really want them either. But again, it's not that it's a PlayStation 5, it's that you're making money off of it. So it could literally be anything. You could replace it with whatever that people want. Sort of like Jermaine said, if people want it, the resellers will get a hand of it because they know they can make money out of it. So whatever it is, boxing gloves, I don't know, laptops, whatever the big thing is at the time. I don't think they really care about the community or anything around that. It's more so about the dollar signs at the end. So, I know some people are blaming Nike, like they should bring out more, but they're a business. If they bring out more, then the shoe comes not cool anymore in a sense. Like look at the Nike Roshis and things like that. Like you could get them readily, and now nobody cares for them. So they know what drives hype. They know what drives capitalism, and they're not going to put out all the Jordan 1 Chicagos because, well, nobody wants Jordan 1 Chicagos anymore after that. So I get it from their perspective. From the secondary markets, they want to make money off of the already released, thing on there. So, they're going to say, oh, well, if Nike didn't want us to resell them at high prices, why'd they not come out with enough of them? And if they are, then they're making money. So we want to make money. So we're going to sell them on our website too. So I don't think there's like, it's almost not even a cat and mouse game. It's almost just like I said, it's just a capital gains thing. They're making money, so we're going to make money. So let's just keep it going. And I think what I was talking to one of my buddies about it the other day was I don't know if you guys remember the Air Max 1 Betsy Rosses.
Mm-hmm.
They came out, they banned them because of the flag on the back. Yep. StockX actually doesn't have them on there either, so they also banned them, but it didn't make a difference. Like you can go on eBay and buy them, or you could go on, your local Kijiji thing and buy them, or Craigslist or whatever. So it's like, how are you going to get all of them to sort of sign on and say, yeah, we'll take this off of our, like these Go Flyees, if we use them for an example, let's take them all off our market. you know, one of the markets is going to be like, nah, screw it. You guys are taking them off. We're going to put all of them on ours because we're going to take the fees from there. It's like, how do you catch them? I don't really know.
But I could, like, my argument to that is the Flyease isn't, like, is it even hype, or was it just because it was just put all over social media? Because look at what's the difference between a Flyease, just by looking at it, the Flyease and a Roche run or even a free run. Like, they have millions of pairs of these shoes, and a lot of these pairs don't even do shit. Like, they end up in the outlets, you know? Like, so to me, I think Nike is to blame because they could have made millions of pairs of them and within just the 3 colorways. And people would buy them. Like, I would have probably just bought a pair knowing that it's just there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty 100%. Sure you guys would just to kick around in.
Yeah.
But if Nike's just like, oh yeah, well, we're only gonna sell X amount because, you know, it's limited. Why is it limited? Why is a fucking free run not limited? Why is a fucking Roche run not limited? You know what I mean? Like, these are just basic ass sneakers, and at the end of the day, but it helps a group of people. You know, like. Yeah, mate, for us, it's just like we could use these to go cut the grass. We could use these to take garbage out, just fucking slip them on, just like how I wear my Crocs when I'm in my basement, you know? But like, to say to me, like, for Nike to think, oh yeah, you know, like, we'll only put this amount of pairs out because we want to build the hype on it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, I've read like a few.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you look at what you were talking about, the Air Max 1. Like, that was hype because you already knew there was a fuck up on that pair.
Yeah.
And it was just like the Jordan 12s with the rising sun.
Yeah.
And like all the other controversial pairs that Nike has done. Like, people want that because it's like, it's rare.
A mess up, yeah.
Yeah, but why are, like, it's just, to me, it's also fucked that resellers are turning a free run essentially into like a rare sneaker where it shouldn't be. Like, why aren't we doing that with the Monarchs then? Why aren't we doing that with like the Butanes? Why aren't we doing that with the most generic sneaker?
Exactly.
You know, and like for Nike to say that they can't pump out that much because of their business, to me, they're like, fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, I definitely think it's dumb, but I think it goes back to basically essentially what we're saying is that system, right? So that's the capitalism system. It is what it is.
It is what they're doing. Exactly. Like that, and Nike's killing that, but like, you know, like I just brought out 2 pairs, like from the free run to the Roche run, that are, you know, you could still find pairs in clearance aisles. And you know, how many times have we seen the Pegasus? How many times have we seen like all these running shoes that they've tried to make, and they made millions of pairs and they're just sitting on shelves, but they couldn't do that with the Flyease? To me, it's also less materials. Cut back on the packaging, make it a basic box.
Aren't they trying to get these into people's right hands though? Like, wasn't there weren't like these Flyeases part of a drop online that you had to be a part of? Nike Plus members?
Yeah, it was, but like, you know, that's, I don't know if that's getting it into the right hands. Basically, if you have a Nike account, you can make a Nike Plus account, right?
Right.
Just if you have the app, and then all you have to do in the app, like I did it as well. I just didn't get the notification, I guess. But basically, it was they sent out a notification that said, you know, if you're interested in this, click this box, and we'll send you an email or whatever when they're going to drop. That's usually how they do it. So I mean, like, you know, resellers have Nike accounts too. So how many did they send those out to everybody, right? I don't know who actually got them or how they got them. But yeah, I know the EU one was a Nike Plus member release as well. So I don't know.
Yeah. And some of the nurse shoes they had earlier this year, you had to put in your nurse number. Did you not?
And they gave those away.
Yeah.
They
gave away like, I don't know how many pairs, but
they gave a lot away.
Yeah. So they have like steps in place to try, at least on the surface, make it look like they're trying to do something in regards to getting it to the right hands. That's more than can be said for resellers, man, because if resellers are like, oh, hey, Nike, there's only this amount, so it's your fault that I'm going to resell these. It's like, okay, I don't know about all that, man. I don't know, because Nike, they have some steps in place, whether it's, what pair did you have to send in a picture of you as a kid where you were like doing some crazy shit? The foams, Paranormans.
Oh, the Paranormans.
When you like send them a crazy pic of you as a kid to get them. So like they have these things in places, but like Har is saying, you know, resellers jump these lines and make these things happen anyways. It's not even necessarily keeping them out. So if they're like making the steps to try to make this stuff accessible, and resellers are always staying like a step ahead, like how much is that really falls on Nike's table? Like they're essentially trying to do what it like. At some point, you got to look at the reseller with the 85 pairs behind him, and it can't be like, yeah, it's not his fault that he's reselling them. It's like, I mean, is it not? Like it kind of is. He's the one doing it. He's gonna stand there and be like, oh, Nike's making me do this. It's like I don't know about all that, man. I don't know if I necessarily feel that that's the right take. It feels like you're just kind of passing the blame for something that you know is wrong. Essentially, like, because you know that the intended purpose of these shoes, we all know the designer of these is an amputee herself. Like, you can try to make it seem like, oh, I don't was it Harvey sent the video in our chat before when they're talking about the actual promo rollout for these, and it's like, oh, look at these people dancing around, you know, oh, doing this. It's supposed to be the millennials. A lot of those people are Special Olympic athletes in that ad doing that. It's like, oh, this person's dancing around, so they're not handicapped. It's like, that's not how this works exactly. Okay. Like, so it's like, I don't know, man. It's when you're talking about a Nike Air Force One or a Dunk, it's one thing, but when you're talking with something with so obvious of an intended purpose and an intended audience, at some point morality has to take over, and it can't be like, oh, hey man, that's just, you know, it's Nike's fault. If you're gonna like be part of that world, like go ahead, do it, make your $30-$40 or whatever, so someone else doesn't get them. Be that, but don't turn around and say it's Nike's fault when you're the one who's actually, you know, doing some shady stuff to make some money off these shoes.
Some ethically gray areas.
Yeah, just be upfront about it. Be upfront about it. Yeah. Don't necessarily say, you know, that you're at no fault here. It's Nike's thing. I mean, come on now. You're the one who's choosing these shoes to resell these shoes in specific for these crazy prices, which I don't know, but like I find it hard to believe that they're selling at these prices.
So here's another person to blame in this whole situation is the end customer. If we as sneakerheads, as a sneakerhead community, just pledged to not pay resell on any pair ever from here on out, these resellers would be finished. All these guys sitting on 100 pairs of Jordan 1s that nobody will pay a dime over retail for, the next time a shoe comes out, that guy's not going to buy. That guy's not going to buy the next one. Let all these Flyees sit. Let nobody buy these Flyees on StockX. Nobody should be spending $700 on StockX for these shoes. And when Nike finally comes and says, okay, here's 8 million pairs of these shoes, which you know they're going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Then everybody can get those pairs. And this guy's now like a year later stuck with 100 pairs of Flyees that he has to donate to like a shelter or something because, and he's just out like $8,000. Good. So I don't want to blame like the end person for doing this, but at some point it's like, if we did refuse to do this, and this is something that we as YYC soldiers have kind of talked about, team retail is not really paying those exorbitant prices. Could we kind of combat it that way? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's plenty of blame to go around.
I mean,
I think that's what it ends up as. Everybody has a
valid point. Yeah, like
everybody has a part in it.
It's a fucking ecosystem. Like how I talked about Nike not making enough pairs, and then it goes down to the resellers, and the resellers, oh yeah, there's not enough pairs. Then the resellers go, fuck it, like it's not a good thing to do, but I'm gonna still resell it. And then you talk about the end user, and the end user is just giving them the money. Like regardless if it's the Flyees or if it's anything, it's just you know.
That's it. Whole ecosystem needs an overhaul somehow. I don't know how it would happen, but
if everyone just said, fuck it, I'm not gonna buy resell, it is true. Like imagine a dude spent like he maxed out 3 credit cards to buy all the Jordan 11 lows, only to find out that even in his own city he can't sell them, and even if he's selling them on StockX, he's still competing against millions of people selling on StockX.
Oh yeah.
And he's just kind of like, fuck, do I return these back to the store?
Yeah.
Like within the 30 days, should I even try for the next release? Like it kind of puts that fear in them now. Like, should I, especially for new resellers, especially during the pandemic, it seemed like hella people became resellers with anything, you know?
Yeah.
I think we can blame the internet a little bit here too. I just think about this so much, like how easy it is to just resell things. Like StockX has done that next level where it's like so damn easy. You don't even need to like take a picture of the shoes. But even something like Kijiji, before that, if you were like, I don't know how people resold like Tickle Me Elmo dolls back in the day, but like if you wanted to resell something back then, you would have to like buy a bunch of them and then put them in the trunk of your car and like go to a mall and just like open the trunk and be like, who wants it?
Yo,
and that's like a lot of work and a lot of risk and a lot of like weird things. But nowadays you can just like, well, click order 100 Tickle Me Elmo dolls. They just come to your house. You don't even open the boxes. And then you go on StockX and you go sell. And then you just ship those boxes back out. And there's like, it's so simple. It's too easy. And this like organization or this like infrastructure that's been created to do that has kind of like just boomed reselling in general of everything.
Yeah. Gift and a curse, man. Gift and a curse.
Yeah.
That's sad, man, because you've got a culture that we care about so much. That's why this, like, we're so impassioned by this. If this was like in regards to, I don't know, dresses or socks or something else completely that I had no kind of like emotional tie to, it wouldn't really matter that much. Yeah. And maybe that's how people outside of the sneaker world are looking at it. But like realistically speaking, I think to really bring down this reseller culture in the sneaker world, it's going to take people who are outside of the sneaker world to kind of help along with that. At somewhere where, whether it, like Adam said, if it comes to not paying those crazy exorbitant prices, which people outside of the sneaker world tend to do, it's people who don't really love these sneakers. That's who's paying these prices. It's not us. It's not us sitting here paying these crazy prices. People who are just kind of in and out, you know, who have the money to spend on this crazy stuff. And that's who resellers are sinking their teeth into. And that's who's ruining it for guys like me, guys like us, who are trying to do this stuff for passion, who've been doing stuff before, man. And it's fucking the game up for everybody. And eventually the bubble's going to burst. Nothing lasts forever, man. And this bubble that continues to grow is going to burst at one time or another. And I'm just hoping it's soon.
And it was almost like, it's like the Yeezy market, how the Yeezy market was like
perfect example.
Booming. It was booming. No. Like it took over the Jordan market at one point.
Yeah.
And then now because like
Yeezy, Never say that.
But like to see it, how people are getting exhausted, how we were getting exhausted with Jordans at one point when they kept dropping retros, and some of the retros had no backstory, or it was like a shitty backstory, you know, and we talk about it in the episodes. And now people are feeling that exhaustion with Adidas now. But then it seems like those people that were exhausted with it are the ones that are into like the whole Jordan 1 market now. And it's
they're
like
just jumping
any Jordan 1 mid, low, high, like buy every single one of them. Right.
Well, we also
like
talk
I said,
about,
man, you can switch around the product. It doesn't really matter if it's shoes or something else.
Yeah.
So whatever that's
maybe
making
it's
money
Lego
at the time.
bonsai trees.
Exactly. Exactly. If it's making money at the time, they're jumping ship to that, and that's it. That's
a lot of times I don't care, but when Nike comes with a product like this, that like a lot of people with ailments and any kind of, you know, situations where they weren't able to necessarily do what they want with shoes we're looking forward to, and this kind of happens, it's crazy to me, and it kind of pushes me to the edge, man, to see actual resellers coming out and like trying to make reasons as to why it's okay. And it's like, oh, you know what, maybe some of the resellers are disabled too, and just kind of come with every kind of ridiculous straw man argument to make it okay what they're doing and blame everyone else but them, man. It's crazy to me, absolutely crazy. And mark my words, the long-term resale outlook on these Flyeases will be nothing. It will be dog shit.
It'll be nothing. It will
be absolutely nothing at all. Exactly.
It's just the first ones that are getting it. But yeah, I think
just like the
once
Roche
they start,
runs.
yeah, exactly. Once they start to come in easily, readily, it's going to go down. So everybody can make whatever they're going to now. After that, it's going to be whatever. Just have some patience, y'all. Sort of like what Adam's saying. Just have some patience. Don't buy them at these prices. You know, even if you don't get them, you could probably get something else. Whatever, right? Like,
have patience.
You will get them.
So I don't know. I think Nike could have done a little bit of a better job in terms of how they brought them out, but I don't know. Is what it is. I think even if they did do a better job with it, it would still end up being the same thing. The cycle's already there, and it's going to keep going.
So we talk about being people that wear their shoes all the time, and like we're seeing people that are paying stupid prices for shoes. And I can kind of understand some of these people that don't want to wear their shoes. Because if you're spending like $1,200 on a Travis Scott or $2,000 on a Travis Scott shoe, or even these, like you buy these are made to be worn, these Flyeases. If you spend $700 on these, even if you're like, let's say you're a disabled person who needs shoes like this, you'd still be like hesitant. You'd be like, I don't want to like screw these up. I paid so much money for these. But if you paid $100 for these, you'd be willing to just like wear them every day and do whatever. And for guys like us, where we're like, I pay retail for my shoes, I'm just going to wear them. And it's like, but if I paid $800, $900 for a pair of shoes, I'd be tentative too. So again, like, you don't have to do that. Buy the shoes that are like reasonable, and then you can actually rock them.
Yeah, exactly.
Problem solved. Problem solved.
I feel like that comes into like a whole deeper discussion as well as to why you're buying the shoes, right? Do you love a Travis Scott Jordan 1 $2,000 worth, or is that what's cool and what's going to get me likes on Instagram? Is that what?
Yes, sir.
But only if they're clean and perfect or whatever, right? When you can go and get, not a Jordan 1, that's a bad example because they're all outrageous right now. But you know what I mean? Like when Jordan 1s weren't insane or whatever, right? You can go get a Nike Blazer that you can beat the shit out of that shoe and wear it every day.
Hell yeah.
In a similar colorway.
In a very right. So I don't know. And I think like obviously reselling, you kind of hinted at it, has a place in the sneaker world, right? If every single release, everyone bought pairs and wore them and never sold anything, there's a lot of shoes that, you know, I know a lot of us, you know, we go back and hunt for older stuff. And if none of those shoes ever are sold, there's, you know, unless you're there on day one drop day, you never get a chance at that shoe. So obviously there is a place for resale. I think what really bugs me about the whole resale in today's sneaker culture is there's so many shoes that don't deserve a resale value. They're not special. There's no story. They're just, you know, and they're getting gobbled up by people who are trying to flip them for 30, 40 bucks. That grinds me so.
And that's everything now.
It's crazy.
It's everything. You can't get any release. And it doesn't matter what it is. It should be a nothing shoe that I should be able to walk into the store and grab because I like this colorway on this silhouette or whatever. But because of how booming it is, and you know, somebody out there really needs that $40 on top of retail. It just fucks it all up, and it's so frustrating. Not every shoe is worth resale. There are shoes that are worth resale. If it's a special edition,
stop reselling everything.
Stop reselling GRs, man. Those fucking
GR like doesn't exist
or whatever.
anymore.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. So
if you guys don't know what a GR is and you guys are new, it's called a general release.
And that's
something. General release means it goes to every store pretty much, and you could just walk in and pick it up. Is what that has always meant.
Doesn't exist anymore. And there are resellers who've been around a long time and curated footwear, and you know, there's Canadian Net Magnetism, who we all know, you know, got a lot of respect for that guy. He's been around, he's put in the time. He doesn't just grab every single new release and flip it for $30 and, you know, flex in front, you know what I mean? Like that takes time. That's commitment. That's a business. To me, rolling up to Foot Locker or backdooring 50 pairs of some random GR Jordan 1 and every single release for your $20, $30 of profit, that's not a business. That's not sustainable. That doesn't take, you know what I mean? There's no knowledge in that. There's no skill in that. You're not advancing in anything, right? You're not helping put hard to find shoes in the hands of people who want that shoe. It's just all,
you're not adding to the community.
No, you're sucking the life out of it. So it's leech.
Especially
selling. That's what it is.
Especially when like there's one house of hoops here in Calgary, and when they get everything, and then some guy comes in and buys like 60% of the stock, just because he's like, I'm gonna buy all of this, because then I'll have it in hand now. Or you can go online and waste your time and wait. But if you really want it, you know what I think?
But again, I mean, it just goes back to that ecosystem. Are you going to tell Foot Locker not to sell that guy 60% of their pairs? They're happily taking that money. That's easy money for them. Why should they wait around, right? That's what their rebuttal is going to be if I play devil's advocate.
But they're selling them at retail price.
Yeah, but I mean, like
they're selling them for $60.
I guess they're still making money off of them, right? Whatever. I don't know what their percentages are. I mean, you guys probably know a little bit better. You worked there.
It's the buck getting passed, right? It's like Nike. Nike is like, we don't care. We sold all our pairs,
exactly.
Whether it's two customers or to Foot Locker, right? And then Foot Locker, as a manager of Foot Locker, or even as like the district manager, whatever, you just want the shoes out the door.
Exactly.
You want to get money for all the shoes you have, and so you pass that down. And then now it's the reseller guys got them, and he just wants to like unload them. So it's like, they don't care where they're going.
Exactly.
And that's what we see with like things like the Ama Manière drop, and not the trophy room drop, forget that one. But the like Union drop, where they're like, they're really trying to get them into the hands of people that want them. And I think for me, reselling, yes, I'm sure every one of us here has sold shoes. We bought shoes, we've worn shoes, it's time to go, they're gone. We bought shoes, we didn't wear them after a while, and it's like, why did I have this? I'm not wearing it, needs to go. I don't think we're making crazy money on them, but we let them go. Maybe we are sometimes, I don't know. Usually not. But I think it's about the intent. And it's like, when you go to buy a pair of shoes, your intention is that this is a pair in my size that I'm going to be wearing. I wear it for 10 years and then I'm like, okay, on to somebody else. It's too many pairs in my collection, time to go. But if your intent is like, I'm going to buy this shoe just to, like, maybe it's not even my size, I'll take whatever size I can get, and then I just am going to make cash on it. That's a totally different mindset. And I don't know how you can't really suss that out, and you can't really like tell those people they can't do it. There's going to be, like Jermaine said, there's going to be a lot of straw man arguments. Like, oh yeah, for my girlfriend, like there's always going to be an excuse. If you call somebody out for that, there's always going to be an excuse as to why they do need that, but they don't really.
Oh yeah, there'll always be loopholes. People will always find a way out.
Don't pretend to be part of the culture, though. Don't pretend. Yeah. Don't ride the coattails. Don't sit in here talking about you're a big sneaker guy and you're sitting there with your 6-pack
ones and SBs.
Don't do it. Don't do it, because that low $40 that you're gonna make on those is a pair that, like, this 12-year-old kid, that 95-year-old grandma, this 50-year-old man is not gonna have and wear. So congratulations, you made your one red back, and you took that from somebody else completely. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. And going back to the selling,
can smell you,
Adam. Oh yeah, from a mile away. From a mile away. Going back to what Adam said, I can literally say I have never once in my 22-year sneaker career sold my shoes for more than I paid for them. And like, I haven't even like tried to make that something that was the case. It just naturally worked like that for me. Because like Adam said, you wear it for a bunch of years and then it's ready to sell, which is always what I've done. I don't think I've sold a pair of shoes that I've had for less than 8, 9, 10 years. So like, I look at it and say, man, I've had my fun in this. This thing is good. This kid really wants this shoe. I'll cut him a crazy deal. And you know what? I probably left some money on the table. You know, I've definitely left some money on the table doing that.
Oh yeah.
100%. I've left tons of money on the table. But guess what? The feeling I have of giving these shoes out for the ridiculous low price that I did is more than any of the hundreds of dollars that I would have now that I wouldn't even recognize I have by this point. I wouldn't even realize I have it by this point.
You would have just spent it on more shoes.
Exactly. That's exactly it.
That's always what it is to me sometimes when I'm like, I kind of want another pair of shoes and I don't have the cash for it right now. Like, something's coming out. I look through my collection, like, oh, I've worn those a lot. They can probably go. And that $100 I get for those shoes can go towards this next pair. That's like how my reselling game kind of happens. And I'm sure that's very similar for a lot of you guys.
Oh yeah, that's the OG. That's how we started off doing all this stuff. Oh, this is coming out. Okay, what do I got to sell? I don't have the cash to get this, so I can sell this to get that right away.
Oh yeah.
And
that's when I started. My collection started.
Yeah,
I think it was like 3 pairs from Adam. First 3 6s.
Using sneakers as credit.
Nice. Exactly.
I've given so many deals I can't even.
Oh man.
Like, I've been the recipient of a few of those.
You guys got a bunch.
Yeah, got a few.
I just sold a guy 2 pairs of shoes for $50. One of them was a Hall of Fame Jordan 2009.
And he was complaining.
And he was complaining. He wanted them for less.
He shut down your real estate operation. That's what you always do, right? He shut down your reselling career.
There it is. I sold 9 pairs of Air Jordans for $150 2 weeks ago. 9 pairs. 9 for $150 just to give her space. And like, this dude, he plays basketball. He's happy as fuck. He's got 9 pairs of Air Jordans. He couldn't believe the price I was giving him for. Honestly, that feeling is why I did it, man. I feel good being the person to give that, because people gave me deals when I was coming up, and I'll never forget it. Shouts to you, Terrence. Hooked me up with some amazing deals.
Hey, Terrence.
I was just starting off in the early 2000s, man. I'll never forget that.
The OG.
Yes.
The
OG.
He's the guy who taught us about sneakers.
Yeah. He was there. He was there. So that feeling, honestly, is worth more than any kind of stacking money that I could accumulate just to use more sneakers anyways.
Yeah. I think it's kind of rough that I find now, and like you guys all know, like I resell a little bit here and there, but now there's nobody you can find.
Hard's coming out. Hard's coming out.
Oh, if you're on our page, you already
I'm just kidding.
But sort of to what Jermaine is saying, is there anybody like that around still other than the OGs? Do you know what I mean? Like a kid coming into sneakers now has to have $600 if he wants a good deal. You know what I mean? Like if you give him a Jordan 1 for $600, you've basically made the kid's day, which is ridiculous, right? But that's how it is. So, I mean, like, I don't know. Do you guys see any more of these type of people around? I know there's a few, like the guys that are part of the community, Canada Got Soul, you know, Heads Ain't Ready. There's obviously a bunch of members still around the world that are those type of people. But is that sort of a changing of the guard almost now that, you know, that's sort of the new OG? Whereas like if you're giving a kid a $500 pair of shoes, you're basically getting that same reaction that Jermaine is talking about because that kid can't get them for less than $1,000. You know what I mean?
You're the plug.
Yeah. You're exactly. You're the plug.
I honestly, I think so. I think that, you know, like me, especially for me, Adam and Jermaine, like we grew up in an era that was like sneakers weren't really anything back then. They were literally basketball shoes. You beat the shit out of them.
Sneakers were life. What are you talking about? Sneakers were life, man.
But I mean, like sneakers to other people.
Part of
like,
YYC?
When like
like
when we were growing up, you would play ball in them on the court, and then next season you'd use them on the hard court, or you'd use them on the blacktop, and then you just put holes in them, right? And then you'd maybe like you had a little bit of life left, you would give them to a friend to fucking ball in them, you know. But Har's right. Like I think because I feel like I'm in between Adam and Jermaine and like Eli and Har. Like I'm in that age group that's the in between because like for me, like what Har is saying, like there's some pairs, say for example my SBs I was talking to you guys about earlier, that I'm not gonna like go for $300 because it's not like. Yeah,
you'd be almost dumb for doing it.
Yeah, like it's almost like a dumb move. Yeah. And like for me, like I'd be like that money goes towards like shit I could do with Carter and Sen.
Exactly.
As a family. But at the same time, like if I were to sell my diamond dunks and right away those are already going for like 4G's dead stock, like I can't do the 600.
Exactly.
You know? Like
it's hard.
That's where sometimes I struggle with like. Sometimes I struggle with putting my own pairs up on YYC SOLEdiers because it's like what Adam said, just put on StockX.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's easier to all that. But, you know, when you try to work with a community, but then you also want to be that OG that try to help.
Exactly.
It's tough sometimes because there are pairs that I have that I'm just like, man, I know someone's going to buy this and then do exactly what they did to me and Adam when we sold a pair of
those ones,
Pine Greens.
Yeah.
And the guy wants fucking $40 on top of what he sold it for. Like, how dumb is that?
Yeah. No, it's exactly that.
Come on, man.
I think there's like a certain dollar amount where to some degree nobody can blame you, right? If you have a pair of shoes that's worth thousands of dollars, nobody's expecting you to be like, hey, $20 for you because I'm an OG and I want you to right? But when you start getting into like the 40, 50, 60, even like up to $100 range, like at what point is, like Jermaine said, that good feeling of like, I know I'm passing these shoes on to somebody else who's going to enjoy them. I'll take that $100 hit and give you something. You know, again, nobody's asking you to give away the farm to make somebody else feel good.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so like everything's become so transactional now. I feel like there's a whole like sneaker generation that's come up, and it's not about the shoes so much as it's about the price tag
or the community.
It's not about the community. It's just it's the dollar amount, and that's so backwards to me. Like I haven't been around all that long collecting, but I always prided myself on finding a good deal on a sweet pair of shoes.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Anybody can have $1,000 and walk out and find something expensive and be like, look at what I got. But it takes the passion, the skill, the time to find a good deal on it. And now I feel like it's backwards. It's like celebrate. It takes a late night scope on eBay and lots of practice. It's like celebrated to overpay for shit.
Yeah,
that's so backwards to me. Like why? Like high five, buddy. You just got.
I think there's so many.
You played yourself.
There's like so many facets to this. Like even just speaking on personal experience, like I felt like at one point where there was like no way I could get the shoes that I wanted without, selling some of the shoes that I had. Obviously, like sort of like Jermaine saying, you just sell off a couple, trade them in for some cash, and then you put it towards something else. But it's gotten to the point now where even if I sell like 3 or 5 pairs, where like you wouldn't get that money back because nobody wants 6s, nobody wants 8s, nobody wants 9s. They just want the 1s, and like I don't want to get away with my 1s. I like my 1s, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where sort of like Albert saying, you struggle with it a little bit because it's like, well, I want some of these Air Max 1s that are coming out. There's no way I can get them. But if I buy a bunch of shoes and I can just sell them, then, there we go. I get my quote unquote free pair of shoes, that I can finally pay whatever I need to get, at least have them. But yeah, it's weird. It's sort of in this almost like a bubble where like you don't really know which way to go. And then, yeah, you kind of get stuck really. And then the other thing that always comes into my head after this is the whole Grail question, which sort of backs off of this. Whereas sort of like what Eli is saying, what's your Grail now? People will be like, oh, Travis Scott's my Grail. But for me, it's like, well, if I got a credit card with $3,000 limit, I can just go buy that. That's not a Grail. And that's attainable to me. That's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to spend I don't want to spend $50,000 on a pair of Air Mags. But if I have a $50,000 Amex card, I could go buy one right now if I wanted to. Is that a Grail really? Yeah. For me, a Grail is like if Ray Allen's giving me one of his 101 Boston 11s, that's a Grail. That's, he's not putting that up. Maybe he will later on, but for the moment, that is the Grail because you can't buy it anymore.
Something that there's a hunt for.
Exactly. Something literally you cannot get anywhere unless a certain specific circumstance comes up and it just happens. That's a Grail.
Look at Jermaine's collection, man. That's a PE collection.
That's it.
Right. Like, that's
needs to be special.
Exactly. And that's going off of what Eli said, because the main dude who hooks me up with 80% of my PEs the reason he's able to give me such a great deal on them, and I'm talking like great deal, is because there's dudes out there spending 3, 4, 5 times as much on the same pair or other ones as well that are part of the same collection. So like it's trickle down effects. So you've got guys who with the black card swipe, paying thousands of dollars for pairs. It's like, thank you for leaving these for me because you floated him essentially for the rest of the month. He's able to get me. That's reselling done to a point where I can kind of get with. Like I see like when I look at my guy, like that's kind of what's going on. That I can understand because he's out here giving the real deals to real people because celebrities are the ones out there paying a grip. If you got every Tom, Dick, and Harry just paying like crazy amounts of money, like you're messing the game up for everybody. Everybody 100%. Involved.
100%. That's exactly what I try to do as well.
And also going on your Grails things, if you're looking at your favorite pairs of shoes all the time and none of them are attainable, like every time you're going through, none of them are attainable, you got to question and look at yourself as thinking, why do I like these shoes?
Yeah.
Because if there's a bunch of shoes and none of them are attainable and those are the only ones you want, it's like, okay, do you really like these shoes? Or are you just a product of an environment telling you to like these shoes?
To like those shoes, exactly.
Because some of my favorite shoes, man, retail for like $120. And I can get them for less than $20 right this second.
Straight.
Ever. So if every one of your pairs costs like some crazy amount, it's like, tell me why you really like these shoes.
Exactly.
Because everyone else does, and they're worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Exactly. For the gram. It's for the gram.
I think it was Har that brought this up. Is the game changing? Is this like the new way of thinking? Are we sort of the old guard? Albert's out for the night. We're gonna keep rolling for a little bit.
Later,
are we kind of the old guard, and is this like the new world? There's still a lot of people, and you mentioned some of them that are kind of fighting. I want to say this good fight. Like you're talking Canada Got Soul dudes. You're talking
John Radner.
John Radner.
Ready. Soul, Sneaker Phil.
YYC SOLEdiers. Then you got shout out to Soul Savvy. Soul Savvy is an organization now that's coming up, and their whole concept is don't pay over retail. And they have communities, like online communities, that if you're involved in them, you're a member of their group. They have a marketplace. You're not allowed to sell anything over retail unless you paid more than retail. You have to prove. So if you paid $600 for a pair of Jordan 1s, you would have to show a receipt or like a screenshot or something that you paid that much. Then you can sell them back to the community. So it's not about making money, and they give you tips and tricks on how to get that stuff for a good deal. How to not bought. So you're buying lots of pairs, just how to be able to get on a website and get your one pair that you want. And that's what they give you. And that's what they instill this sort of community. And it's a really great community. There's actually NBA players in that community, which is pretty wild. They're blowing up. But yeah, shout out to them and other groups that are still trying to hold this down, because it's like, it does feel like it's a winless fight. Like we're done, but there's still a sliver of hope, it feels like.
Oh yeah. At the end of the day, I think we will, once like Jermaine says, the bubble's going to pop, we'll still be around. That's going to be the difference. We'll still be around.
Absolutely. The core of people who are here for the sneakers and for the love and the passion and all that.
Yeah.
After all the glitz and glam and the fads die off and all that, that's still going to be the same people, right? It's been that same core through all this.
Throughout the whole thing.
It's grown and changed a little bit, but like you say, there's enough people out there in the community who are still in it for the right reasons that there'll be some left over for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you love to see it, man. You love to see it. The game is in good hands. Long term, I think it's in good hands.
Long term is good hands.
This is not going to continue. Like what we're going through right now, this is not going to be essentially the new normal as far as sneakers are collecting, because it's peaks and valleys, man, like anything else. And resellers have eyes and noses for money. So like shoes are it right now. There's, some money to be made with shoes, but like there's things every day that are coming out to take their attention and money away from shoes, whether it be NFTs, whether it be video game systems, next gen, like everything.
Cars,
everything.
Cars, yeah. Now
everything.
that the fact of reselling is almost a way of life now, it's gonna kind of disperse a little bit and kind of leave the sneakers to who were here before it, man. Just let us enjoy them.
Yeah, and I think after COVID, it'll take a bunch of people out too, because right now people
100%.
are just sitting at home doing nothing, so they got to do something, I guess. But yeah, I think that will definitely have a huge effect on it once we get back to quote unquote normal.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. Well, have we exhausted this topic for today?
For the time being, I guess.
Until the next time.
Until the next time, resellers rear their ugly heads.
Oh, thanks, Adam. Jeez.
And I mean, I think we all were shared on this video when we were watching somebody saying that it's cool to hate on resellers now. It's become a cool thing to hate on the reselling game. And I argue that it was always cool to hate on resellers. Like we've been hating on resellers since day one. I'd say like when Jermaine and I really got into this game, like early 2000 era, was like, you were hating on resellers back then. This isn't a new thing where we're just like, oh, you're just hating because these guys are making money. It's like, no, they're vulturing. They are vultures of the sneaker community. And I think of the exact situation where I'm in line, I'm waiting for my sneaker. The guy in front of me is just trying to sell them. He goes into the store. There's one size 11. He buys it. I go in. I can't buy it. And he's like, oh, I'll give you this for $50 more. It's like that situation is literally what's happening every time there's a reseller, because you're taking advantage of somebody in the community who wants this shoe. Maybe you're taking advantage of someone who then also wants to take advantage of someone. So maybe the guy behind is going to resell too. But ultimately down the line, you're taking advantage of someone in the community, and originally someone not in the community is doing that sort of switch.
Yeah.
And I think that's always been the biggest
from
problem
the outside. Yeah.
And for what? If you're going to be a big time reseller, like resell some shit. Go be a reseller, like get PlayStation 5s, that says cars, do some real stuff.
Be an importer, exporter.
Yeah. Just a little
canola oil,
couple
Italian
every now
olive
and then.
oil.
What are you really doing? You're spinning your wheels. What are you doing? You're not really growing as your reselling empire, and you're taking away from someone who really loves the shoe. Like, get into the reselling game for real. Go sell some stuff.
Go do some shit. Yeah.
Buy some stocks. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Crypto. Get some crypto.
Get some crypto.
Oh, no.
Get some crypto, guys.
All right. Yeah. Let's kill this topic for today. We'll I'm sure we'll revisit it in the future someday. But before we get out of here, we got to do a hot take.
Got to.
I think we got to do a hot take.
We got to.
And
I'm gonna after the hot take.
I'm gonna share the screen here.
Still shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me explain this one a little bit. So this is for Eli today.
Ooh, specific.
Yeah.
I like it.
The Phoenix Suns.
Oh God.
Ask the Gorilla.
Reseller 101
has signed a sponsorship deal with Guest List, a Phoenix-based consignment store, and to be the first mascot to have a sneaker endorsement or like a company endorsement deal. What do you guys think about this? The hype gorilla.
Go ahead, Eli.
Oh boy.
Defend it.
There's no defending this. This is ridiculous, but comes down to money, I guess.
Dude, the dude can't even fit the Union Jordans. He can't even fit in them.
No, he's got to carry them.
Yeah.
I don't know. The gorilla has always been like a character. I love him as a mascot. This is a little corny and ridiculous, but
is he going to be wearing this when he's doing his mascot duties?
I think so. I think that's the whole
thing. Your hype, and that's the thing. If he's going to put it to good use and be rolling around, sliding around on the floor in his, I don't know, MCM. I don't know anything about it.
In his Supreme shirts.
It is Supreme shirts. Yeah, like I think it's a funny like marketing stunt. Yeah. I don't think it's done seriously. It's just there's a lot of hype in the Valley, and they got young stars coming up, and it's a lot of fashion guys and stuff. So it'll just turn more heads. And
if he's trashing Supreme shirts, that would be hilarious.
That would be funny. I would love to see that.
The Phoenix
that
Gorilla
would be funny.
Is like an enigma, man, and has been for like the better part of like 30 years.
Yeah.
Like you see him in WWE taking tombstones from Kane. You see him on Super Day of Osborne. You'll see him on talk shows, not saying a word but being interviewed nonetheless. So I put that kind of just to that, man. I chalk this up to that.
Funny.
Phoenix Gorilla, yeah, he's a brand really. The Phoenix Gorilla is a brand in itself. He's known like worldwide, which is crazy to me,
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like Phoenix Gorilla kind of does his thing, and this just kind of puts another notch in the belt, man. I don't think there's any real harm in what's going on here, really.
Yeah,
no,
I think it's funny.
I don't think I was bringing this up as a real hot take. I think it's funny too. I think it's just something funny to chat about.
I love the promo shots.
It's great. Yeah, it's great.
Great. And then, dude is like,
just dabbing him like
and good for this company, this boutique shop that's like giving him a hookup.
Yeah.
They're doing some good marketing with this. I think it's pretty funny.
Absolutely.
I know, Eli, you go to Phoenix. Have you ever been to Guest List? I've never heard of it until this.
I haven't. No.
The only one I remember, there was another one in Phoenix that shut down. What was it?
Pound for pound.
Pound for pound. P for P.
Pound
Yeah.
for pound. Yeah. Oh man, pound for pound was so good.
It was such a good store.
So many steals.
And then
so many literal steals.
So many literal steals.
Yeah. That man, I had questions about that place when I walked in there, man. Like, because I went in there last time I was pound for pound. What was that? 2016, and there was a pair of Year of the Dragon 2012s and Tinker 2012s, both right there. I was after the Tinker 2012s, bought those, and I'm like, hey, how much for these Year of the Ghosts? Can you give me like something since I'm buying these Tinker 2012s for a crazy price of like, I think it was like 200 US, which is like, come on, man, which is crazy, but I paid it nonetheless. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I'm doing an assignment. We've been trying to get a hold of the guy. We can't really do it. I'm like, ah, shit. Okay, all right. That's tough. That's tough. 5 minutes later, he comes up to me. He's like, oh, you know what? I'll sell them to you for this price. I'm saying, oh, like, yeah, great, awesome, yes,
100%.
I'll take him. This is a great price. But didn't you just say you couldn't get a hold of this guy? Like, I wasn't worried about that.
You just made the call.
Exactly, it's cool. But like as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh man, it's some shady stuff going on
here. There was definitely
man.
some shady business. I got a few pairs from them where it was basically the same thing as you, Jermaine, where you ask them once and it's like, nah, sorry, we can't get you that. 2 months later, ask them again. And it's there. And you're like,
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, sure.
I was like, yeah, sure. Send it to me. Yeah, 100%.
Like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jermaine,
I got like 3 pairs from them.
Did you fly home with 2 2012 boxes?
I flew home with none, man. I couldn't bring them, and I tried to take at the airport. I couldn't fit them into the carry-on.
Oh man! So you just brought the shoes?
Just brought the shoes, bags, and insoles. I put everything in the bags, the velour bags.
Yeah.
So couldn't you just take them like in a grocery bag or something? They wouldn't let you take that on.
They wouldn't even. No, I couldn't fit it into the cart, so they wouldn't even let me do anything. And you can't break. I tried to break them down so I could like fold it up, and you can't do it with those.
No,
you can't do it with those.
I brought a 2012 box home once on a plane, but I had a big, just one, and I had a big bag. It worked.
They let you bring it on? Oh,
yeah. Well, in a bag. It was like in a checked luggage.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I had my GMP pack that I got from Toronto. It was the same thing. As long as I had a grocery bag, they were like, yeah, cool. That's just like something you bought. They're like, you bought this from a store? I was like, well, no shit. And it's like, yeah. It's like, no shit.
I bought it from a reseller.
Yeah, and then they're like, okay, cool. So I just brought it on with me, didn't have to do anything. It's like, all right.
The case, man, not the case.
But Jermaine, the 2012s had the little handles. You could like carry it.
It'd
It'd be perfect.
I was walking. You should have seen me, man. I was happy as hell walking with my thing, and old TSA is like, bring that over here. Let me see. Let me see.
Sat him in your lap on the way home.
I would have, because I did that from New Orleans, man, with the bamboo box. I'll carry it in my hands. I don't care. And I'm like, this is
one between your legs and one on your lap. You'd be good.
Yeah, like this is a 4-hour, 5-hour flight. It's so short. It's
dude, you could tuck that underneath the chair. You're good. You're good.
Crazy, man. I would have done anything with those. So I'll never forget walking away from that Year of the Dragon box, which is so dope, by the way.
Like
the red with the gold is so fire. And just to see TSA pick it up and just kind of take it off to the garbage, I'm just like, oh.
They sent it back to pound for pound. Let's be real.
It probably
did. TSA agent there that was just waiting. He had his eye on your stairs.
That's right.
Yeah, they put in a call. Yo, we need that box back.
Crazy.
All right. Well, let's call it a show for today. That's it for the Phoenix Suns mascot. But next time you're in Phoenix, I guess check out Guest List.
Yeah, and the Phoenix mascot.
It's at Arizona Mills. I looked it up, which is a big mall in Phoenix. I don't know.
The outdoor joint? I think that's the outdoor.
Yeah,
joint,
that's the outdoor one. I think.
That's pretty dope.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that store if I ever go down. If we can ever go back to the States.
Traveling,
we'll see.
We'll
see.
Hopefully soon. Vaccines.
So I got my vaccine tomorrow.
Mine's on Saturday.
Wish me luck. So maybe by summer we'll all be able to meet up. We'll do a show in person. We can do a live Got 'em
at the donut mill.
At the donut mill, everyone.
Yes.
Perfect.
Sponsored by.
I'm in for that.
Love it.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, next week we're gonna do the Jordan 10. I think we held it off this week to do the reseller Flyease GO chat. So Jordan 10 next week. So head back, listen to the Jordan 9 one, or watch the Jordan 9 one if you already listened to it, because we're gonna be coming with all the Jordan 10 colorways. There's a lot. I think there's a lot of 10. There's more than you think.
That's one of those like after 2012. It's like, okay, there is a lot of Jordan 10s. There used to be not so much.
Yeah, there used to be none, and then
that's 5-6 years.
Yep,
pumped them out.
So Jordan 10s next week. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on the YouTube channel. If you're watching our shows, let us know what you think. Let us know if we got something wrong. Let us know if you're a reseller and you hate everything we said about you and offended you to your core. We want to have you on the show sometime. We'll do like a Jerry Springer where we can all just battle, duke it out. Resellers versus sneakerheads. And we can chat it out. Or if you just love any of the upcoming Jordan models, we'd love to have a guest on the show who really loves. Do you really love the Jordan 14? I love Jordan 14. I love the 14. Is that his name from Nike Talk?
Love the 14.
I love the 14.
Legend.
Maybe we can track that guy down. I don't even know where he is anymore. But if you love like the Jordan 18, come on the show. We'd love to have you on and talk about that when we get to that shoe. So yeah, hit us up. We're always around on all the social medias. So with that, let's do the sign off. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Ready.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you like.
But wear what you
for love of God.
Wear what you buy.
Wear what you buy.
You have
sell it for $40 more, like Eli said.
Oh, big moves, big money.
Right. Till next week.
How low can you go? Tell me how deep can you dig? Tell me how far can you kiss? How high can you jump? Tell me do you do a lot of drugs? Tell me do you sip a lot of bub? How far can you go? Tell me are you down?